The stars were quiet, too quiet. For hundreds of years, Earth had been forgotten. The great colonies across the stars said Earth was dead, burned, lost in madness. No one came back. No one dared. They called it cursed. But Cole Rivers was not like the others. He was a scavenger, a drifter in space, with a ship that was half broken and held together with old parts. He didn't care about rules, he cared about truth. And one day, while searching an old relay station floating in dead space, he found something strange. A signal, not just noise. It was clear. Old Earth language. Coordinates. A message from the past. He sat back in his seat, staring at the screen. The signal was coming from the place no one wanted to talk about. Earth. Across the stars, in a military station on the edge of human space, Commander Alina Grant was training new pilots. She was known for being sharp and fast, but she hated the politics of the human alliance. She had lost people to foolish orders and empty wars. She wanted change. When Cole sent the signal to her, she almost deleted it. But something about it felt real. She traced the signal again and again. It pointed straight to the Sol system. Earth's system. Against orders, Alina made her choice. She left the station, took a small ship, and joined Cole. They were now wanted by the Alliance. Traitors, but they didn't care. Their journey to Earth took weeks. As they neared the system, everything went silent.
Oh, no signals.
The stars around them felt cold. Then it happened. A ship, large and dark, appeared from nowhere. It bore an old Earth symbol one that hadn't been used in 200 years. It opened fire without warning. Lasers lit up space. Cole rolled the ship, avoiding the first blast. Lena jumped into the gun seat and returned fire. Sparks flew as enemy fire hit their wing. "Who are they?" And Cole shouted. "I don't know. But they're from Earth," Alina said. The fight was fast. Cole's ship was smaller and quicker. He dodged between asteroids near Mars while Alina kept shooting. One of her blasts hit the enemy ship's engines. It slowed, then exploded in a bright flash. Cole gasped. That was close. But another ship appeared. Then another. "We need to run," Alina said. "No," Cole said. "We came for the truth." He dived toward Earth's orbit. The planet looked blue and green, still alive. Clouds moved, oceans sparkled, but a giant shield surrounded it. A glowing net of power. Suddenly, their ship was caught in a beam. Engines failed. Lights flickered. "We're being pulled in," Alina said. The ship dropped fast. Through the clouds, toward a dark forest. They crashed, metal bending, alarms screaming. But they survived. When they stepped outside, the air was fresh. Birds flew above. Trees stood tall. "This is Earth," Cole said, amazed. But men in black armor were already waiting, guns raised, faces covered. "Drop your weapons," one of them ordered. Alina and Cole raised their hands. A tall man stepped forward. His face was rough, his eyes cold. "You are trespassing," he said. "This world is not for you." "We came for the truth," Alina said. The man stared at her and gave a small nod. "You will come with us," he said. They were taken deep into the forest, into a hidden base. Lights flickered. Old tech buzzed. People watched them in silence. Some looked surprised, others afraid. A woman with silver hair stepped forward. She looked strong, wise. "You came from the stars," she said. "You bring danger with you." Cole looked at her. "No, we bring questions." She turned. "Then you will have answers, but they may break you." Outside, more ships entered the system. Far above Earth, the real battle had already begun. Alina and Cole were taken deep underground. The tunnels were cold and dark. Metal walls showed signs of age. The air smelled of dust and old machines. Armed guards walked beside them. No one spoke. After many turns, they reached a large chamber. Screens covered the walls. Maps, signals, and blinking lights filled the room. Men and women in gray uniforms worked quietly. In the center stood the woman with silver hair. Her name was Helen. She was the leader of the hidden group. "You have no idea what you've stepped into," Helen said. "We came for answers," Cole replied. "You came to wake the storm," she said. Alina stepped forward. Earth was left behind. We want to know why. Helen stared at her. Then she nodded slowly. Come, you should see this. She led them to a dark hall filled with old symbols and broken statues. They reached a round room. In the center was a table of stone. On it were broken helmets, scorched flags, and pieces of old weapons. This is what remains of the First War, Helen said. Earth did not fall. Earth was betrayed. Alina and Cole listened closely. Helen spoke of the past. Long ago, Earth was the heart of all human space. But a group of powerful rulers turned against it. They feared Earth's growing mind. It's a machine built to help humans learn and protect their truth. It was called the Core. It became too strong. The rulers shut Earth off. They blocked signals. They spread lies. They called Earth cursed to keep others away. But the Core still lives, Helen said. It sleeps under the ground, waiting for someone brave enough to wake it. Cole stepped back. Why us? Because you came, Helen said. No one else ever did. Suddenly alarms rang out. Red lights flashed. A voice shouted through the chamber. Attack on the east gate. Heavy fire. They found us. Alina grabbed a rifle from the wall. Cole pulled out his sidearm. Helen looked at them. If you want truth, you must fight for it. They ran through the tunnels. When they reached the surface, smoke filled the sky. Fire lit the trees. Gunfire cracked in the distance. Soldiers in black and red armor were pushing through the forest. They moved fast and fired without mercy. The defenders of Earth returned fire from behind cover. The air was loud with shouting and explosions. Alina took position behind a broken wall. She aimed and fired. One enemy dropped, then another. She moved like lightning, sharp and calm. Cole rushed to help a wounded fighter, pulled him back behind a tree and gave him cover. Bullets hit the ground near his feet, but he didn't stop. A blast shook the ground. One of the attackers had a large weapon. Trees fell. Dirt flew. Alina looked at Cole. We need to take that cannon down. They moved fast through the smoke. Dodging fire, jumping over fallen trees, they reached the back of the enemy line. Cole threw a grenade. The cannon exploded in flames. The enemies nearby fell. The defenders saw the blast and charged forward. The attackers pulled back, but they didn't run. They left something behind. Box. Cole opened it. Inside was a small device with a blinking red light. It's a beacon, he said. They were marking our base. They'll bring more, Alina said. Back underground, Helen stood before them again. They know we're alive. The Queen will come. Alina looked at her. Then we must wake the Core. Helen walked to a sealed door made of black steel. You may be the only ones who can, she said. The door opened with a loud hiss. Cold air rushed out. Inside was darkness. And in that darkness, the truth waited. The black steel door opened slowly. Cold air flowed from the room beyond. Alina stepped in first. Her boots echoed on the metal floor. Cole followed, his hand on his weapon. Helen stayed at the entrance. Inside the chamber, the walls glowed faint blue. Long cables ran across the ground. In the center stood a tall machine, shaped like a tower. Its surface was smooth and dark, covered in strange patterns. This was the Core. Alina walked closer. The machine was silent. Not a single light blinked. It's asleep, she said. Helen nodded. It needs a voice, a guide, someone to wake it. Cole looked at Alina. That's you. Alina touched the machine. It was warm. Suddenly, a sharp sound filled the room. Lights turned on. Patterns on the tower began to move. A deep voice echoed around them. Connection found. Identity confirmed. Welcome, Commander, Alina Grant. She stepped back, shocked. You were chosen long before you came, Helen said. The Core remembers those who fight for truth. The ground shook. Dust fell from the ceiling. Alarms began to ring again. They're back, Cole said. Outside, the forest burned. Black and red ships landed across the hills. Troops poured out, armed with heavy rifles and tanks. The defenders of Earth were outnumbered, but they held their ground. Alina and Cole rushed to the command center. Screens showed enemy movements. The Queen's army was spreading fast. Its villages near the base were under attack. We need to strike now, Alina said. Helen agreed. The old war machines are still buried. If you wake them, we have a chance. The Core lit up. It sent signals through the tunnels. Hidden doors opened, old hangars came alive. From deep underground, large machines rose. They looked like giant soldiers, built of steel and fire. They had not moved in 200 years. Alina climbed into one. The inside felt like it knew her. Screens lit up, controls adjusted. The machine stood tall, ready for war. Cole joined a squad of fighters in the west sector. His mission was to stop the enemy from reaching the core. The battle began at dawn. Elena's machine moved like a beast. Each step shook the ground. She fired energy blasts that tore through tanks. Enemy troops ran, but there was no cover from the power of the old Earth machines. Cole led his team through broken buildings. They used smoke and speed to take down enemy squads. He fought with skill and fury. A bullet grazed his shoulder, but he kept going. In the sky, enemy ships dropped more soldiers. One ship locked on the core. Alina saw it. She charged forward, fired her main cannon, and destroyed the ship in midair. Flames filled the sky. The battle was long and hard. Smoke covered the hills. Bodies lay across the ground. But the people of Earth did not fall. By nightfall, the last enemy ship pulled away. The Queen's army had lost this fight. Back at the base, Alina stepped out of her machine. Her face was dirty, her eyes tired. Cole met her near the entrance. "You saved the core," he said. "We saved it," she replied. Helen came to them. This was only the first wave. "The Queen will come herself next time." Alina looked at the sky. Stars shined above, cold and far. "Then we will be ready," she said. The core spoke again. "Earth is awake. The stars must remember. War was coming." But now, Earth had found its voice. Far above Earth, the stars were no longer silent. The Queen's fleet had arrived. Dozens of warships, dark and sharp, blocked the light from the sun. They were the largest ships built in human space. Each one carried hundreds of soldiers and weapons, strong enough to destroy cities. Inside the lead ship stood Queen Adrielle. She wore black armor and a silver crown. Her eyes were cold and full of fire. She had ruled the stars for many years with fear and power. She looked at Earth on the screen in front of her. "They dare rise," she said. "Then they will fall." She raised her hand, and the ships began to move. On Earth, the core had sent out a signal. Old colonies far from the Queen's control heard the message. Many of them had long hated the Queen's rule. They now saw Earth as a symbol of hope. Some sent ships. Some sent weapons. Some sent people ready to fight. In the underground base, Alina stood before a group of soldiers, pilots, and warden fighters. Cole was beside her. His arm was wrapped in a bandage, but his spirit was strong. "They are coming with everything they have," Alina said. "But we will not run, will not kneel. We fight here. We fight now." Cheers rose through the room. The battle began the next morning. The sky turned red as the Queen's ships entered Earth's orbit. Defense cannons hidden in the mountains opened fire. Bright beams shot into the sky. One of the Queen's ships took a direct hit and fell burning into the ocean. But the Queen had more. Her ships dropped fire on cities and forests. Buildings turned to ash, roads broke, people ran for shelter. But Earth was ready. Alina led a squad of war machines out of the mountains. They moved fast and hit hard. Each step crushed the ground. Cannons fired from their arms. Cole joined a strike team in the eastern zone. He led them through ruined towns, taking down landing ships and enemy soldiers. In the air, small fighters danced between clouds and smoke. They chased enemy bombers and protected the ground forces. The sky was full of fire. At the center of the storm, the Queen's flagship hovered above Earth's surface. It was shielded and strong. No weapon had touched it. Alina made a plan. "I will take one machine and get close to the flagship," she said. "The core will guide me. Once I reach the ship, I will bring the shields down." Cole stepped forward. "Then I'll take a team inside and finish it." Helen looked at them. "If you fail, Earth will burn." Alina smiled. "Then we won't fail."
Out.
As night fell, Alina moved alone through the battlefield. Smoke covered her path. She used the shadows and speed. The core spoke to her, guiding her steps, unlocking old codes, opening gates. She reached a cliff facing the flagship. Then she jumped. Her machine flew through the air and landed hard on the ship's deck. Alarms rang. Enemy guards rushed out. She fought them all. Metal against metal, fire against fire. Sparks flew. Screams filled the air. She reached the power core of the ship and slammed her cannon into it. The shield fell. High above, Cole saw the signal. "Go," he shouted. A ship broke through the smoke and flew toward the Queen's vessel. Inside were Cole and his team, ready to end the rule of fear. Inside the ship, Queen Adriel stood with her sword drawn. She was waiting. The final fight was near. Cole rushed through the halls of the Queen's ship. Fire burned in the corners, smoke filled the air. His team followed close behind. They fought every step. Guards in dark armor blocked their path. Bullets flew. Blades clashed. The sound of war echoed through the ship. One by one, Cole's team cleared the way. He kicked open a large door. Inside stood Queen Adriel. She wore black armor and held a silver sword. Her crown gleamed under the red lights. Her eyes were filled with rage. "You come to take what is mine?" she said. "No," Cole said. "We come to end what should never have begun." The Queen rushed at him. Her blades met with a loud crash. Sparks flew. Cole blocked her strike and attacked again. She moved fast, full of hate and pride. Each blow shook the ground. Outside, the battle still raged. Alina had jumped from the flagship before it rose again. She landed hard, but stood. Her war machine was broken, but she was alive. She looked up. The sky burned. Ships exploded. Fighters fell. Earth was bleeding, but it still stood. Inside the ship, Cole fought with all he had. The Queen struck his arm. Blood ran down. It did not stop. He rolled, came up behind her, and struck her side. She screamed and kicked him back. "You cannot kill me," she shouted. Cole stood tall. "You already lost." Behind her, one of his team members connected a small bomb to the wall. Lights blinked. The Queen turned. "No," she said. She charged again, blade high. Cole met her one last time. Their swords clashed. He pushed forward with all his strength. His blade broke through her guard and struck deep. The Queen fell. The ship began to shake. The bomb had reached its final light. Cole grabbed the team and ran. Alarms screamed. Fire spread fast. They reached the hangar and jumped into a small ship. The flagship exploded behind them. A ball of fire rose into the sky. The people on Earth saw it and cheered. The Queen was gone. Alina saw the blast and dropped to her knees. She knew Cole had made it. She felt it in her bones. By morning, the sky was clear. The last of the Queen's ships left orbit. They had no leader now. They had no will to fight. Across the stars, her rule began to fall. Cole returned to Earth. His body was bruised, his face burned, but he walked with pride. Alina met him at the gates of the base. They looked at each other, tired and proud. "It's done," she said. "No," Cole replied. "It's just beginning." Helen stepped forward with the others. Her voice was calm. "You gave Earth back its name," she said. "Now we must build again." Across the old colonies, people heard what happened. They rose up. They threw down the Queen's banners. They sent word to Earth. They wanted peace. They wanted truth. A new assembly was born, this time not built on fear or lies. It was built on the memory of what was lost, on the pain of war, and on the promise of never forgetting again. Lena stood before the people. Her voice was strong. "We were forgotten. We're called cursed. But we stood. We fought. We lived. Earth is not the past. Earth is the future." Cole stood beside her. The core spoke once more. "Let the stars remember. Let the truth guide. Let no hand cover the light again." A monument was raised near the base. On it were the words, "Forsaken by the stars, reborn by fire." Earth held the last truth, and so the war ended. But the story of Earth had only just begun.